Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. Today a special article came out. A very nice article. I think I could have used one or two more little things in the article. And I'm going to not only read over that article and comment on that, and I hope you guys are all paying attention. And the author also posted on LinkedIn, and I think we'll go over that also. There was also a comment on LinkedIn, and I some of these people, I don't even know why they comment, because they don't realize that they expose themselves. Because I have so many people sending me so much stuff and so much info. If I were some of these people, I'd shut their mouths. They've gotten away with this stuff for way too long, but not anymore. We make it all, as we say, transparent. Now, if you guys have been watching my show, you're going to have to go back and watch these two shows if you haven't watched them to understand the saga that's been going on. This was the first show. This was actually part one regarding Carrier Assure, a carrier vetting platform that is doing stuff to carriers that should be criminal, in my opinion. It should be criminal because they don't have the authority or the correct data or information to be putting carriers down as Fs, okay? These carriers are legit carriers. I don't know what this vetting platform is, but you brokers, I know a lot of you are watching, you need to step up and say something. The second part was this, the entitlement, which was in regards to the same company, the same owner, in a lawsuit that was filed against them about 3 years ago from another vetting platform, which is actually a lot better than them. But what do you say? Should we start the show? Let's see who's in here. Got a few people watching. Welcome, everybody. So it's not going to be a long show, maybe 30 minutes or less, but, you know, let me get my buttons ready over here to switch the scenes. We got equipment, you know, got a lot of equipment. So this was on LinkedIn. It was from OverDrive magazine, OverDrive newsletter, however you want to refer to them. It was a post by Alex Lockie. He's actually the person who wrote the article. And here's what he said on LinkedIn. My latest on Carrier Assure Inc. handing out F grades to Sprinter van fleets, seemingly because they can't legally get inspected. Fleets say they're losing thousands and facing dire straits as the carrier vetting tool remains silent on the issue. Pay attention, folks. You know me. It's a shame Cassandra Gaines, Carrier Assure CEO and LinkedIn power user, blocked me and backed out of an interview while I was reaching out to her for comment on the article. A lot of people in the industry would like an open and fair conversation about this and to have some questions answered. Truckstop, who's also on my list, who is partnered with Carrier Assure, was actually very helpful and did comment. I suppose we only have one side of the story now, if she won't share hers. I'd love to hear her excuses. I'd love to hear it. If she could maybe set down the bottle, you know, we'd love to hear what she has to say. Thanks to everyone who shared their story with me. If you are a carrier who has had issues, good or bad, with Carrier Assure, please reach out. So if you're on LinkedIn or you want to Google him and look him up, it's right there, Alex Lockie. You'll find him on LinkedIn. And let's see, let's roll right in now. And there was actually a reply underneath this LinkedIn post. Let's get, I just want to show it. I just want to cover it real quickly. So we got this guy, Michael Boston. We're going to call him an upcoming clown one day. He's from the National Owner Operators Association. Wow, NOOA, you've been put on my radar because you're doing stuff and giving, we don't want to give too much. We want to save it for a show. He responds to this guy who writes the article. I don't agree with her services, but I don't agree with you and yours even more. You are an irresponsible reporter, and I know why she did not want to talk to you. So that last part of the line there, I know why she did not want to talk to you. Are you in cahoots with her too, mister? Because obviously, if you wrote that, that means you're part of this group. Let's call it the group, okay? And you're really a nobody. You're really nobody. You're another bloodsucker that's taking advantage of carriers out here, is from what I'm being told. The author responds, nothing, just a little winky, whatever you want to call it, emoji or whatever you call things. And then this clown responds, go duck yourself. Oh yeah, he's a real professional. He's a real professional. Listen, people, it's 2024. You want to fix everything? Stop donating to these clowns. Stop supporting their systems and fix everything back the right way. These guys are taking advantage of people, and they're lying to carriers, lying to brokers, providing false information. I'm coming also, Mr. Boston. I'm coming, okay? I have no choice. That's what I've been put to do. I'm the transparency guy, okay? Do whatever you like, but I am coming. There's stuff on you, but get in line. I have some more important guys. So let's get into the article. It's the article. So here's the article. Many of you are subscribed to this newsletter, so you would have gotten it. I'm just going to read it over for the people that don't know, and we want to put it out on the internet because I have a wide network. I have an email list. I have a lot of groups I'm in, and they're all getting it right now. They're all going to hear this. They're all going to listen to my beautiful words as I read it, my eloquent voice, okay? Because that's how we do it. They say growing with anything on social media, forget about just podcast audio. People like video also. They like to see you. So, what do you say? Should we read it? Carriers, let's hit accept cookies here. Carriers cry foul over CarrierSure's grading system. Fresh off the press from today, folks. CarrierSure burst on the trucking scene a couple years ago, promising to help vet carriers based on performance during a market boom. 2 short years later, major brokerages won't tender a load without the go-ahead from CarrierSure's metrics. The company also landed a major integration partnership with TruckStop's RMIS, contracting/monitoring service for brokers. Yet some carriers say that CarrierSure grades fleets based on arbitrary criteria, even hearsay, locking them out of sometimes years-long relationships as brokerages adopt the tech tool. Carriers also complain of a pay-to-play dynamic, claiming only CarrierSure customers, largely brokers paying $149 per month, can speak to the company about their scores, and that CarrierSure gives an advantage to people who use Project 44 as a supply chain visibility/load tracking program, but not other similar services. The problem is we get a failing score with CarrierSure because we do not have inspections, said Jim Land, owner of Zipline Express, a small cargo van fleet in Missouri. We run sprinter-sized vans that have GVWR below 10,001 pounds, well under the weights roadside commercial motor vehicle inspectors focus on. In fact, when we checked in the state of Missouri, they will not perform inspections on these vehicles. Land isn't the only carrier who gives CarrierSure a failing grade. John and Janet Northington, owners of Escargo Express LLC, another small Missouri cargo van fleet, wondered just how many other carriers met the same fate. We have been characterized as a bad carrier with an F grade by CarrierSure, and they say we cannot be trusted with high-value cargo, complex shipments, or long shipments due to the risk of missing appointment times, double brokering, and or taking freight hostage, simply because we do not show any safety inspections on our DOT authority or have any tracking history with Project 44, the couple wrote. I want to pause right there for a minute. These are very good carriers, been around a long time. I personally checked them out myself. Another thing is this Project 44. She uses as a part of her grading system. Not everybody uses Project 44. Where's MacroPoint? Where's Forkites? You created a platform based on, well, how do we say it, folks? Bullshit. Bullshit. That's what we say. Escargo might be a small mom and pop carrier, but it's TSA certified to enter airports, can work with clients tracking through MacroPoint or Forkites, and has proper insurance and no accidents, tickets, or violations on the record. This is usually the norm. Most of the expedite guys are all getting Fs. Many of us have TSA, military backgrounds, TWIC cards. We have more security clearance to haul these loads and deal with these brokers than this vetting platform is claiming that they are our overseers, our gods, okay? That they have the proper tools, technology, and experience to vet these beautiful carriers, okay? Let me see. Let me go down here. Carrier Sure is causing a negative impact on our ability to put food on the table due to their flawed vetting platforms, said the Northingtons. How many good carriers are being punished? Hundreds, maybe thousands. How many truly bad carriers are slipping through just because they have inspections and a tracking history? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, and I believe I showed it in one of those previous shows, there is a known double brokering carrier authority with a higher grade than F on this platform. How many more are on there? It's really a joke. When a known double brokering carrier authority has a higher grade than authorities that have been around longer with clean records and security clearance, this is garbage. This is garbage, folks. OverDrive reporting has revealed that brokers increasingly rely on inspections data to vet carriers. Since Carrier Sure came online in 2022, double brokering, other types of freight fraud, and cargo theft through fraud have only increased, raising the hackles of now more vigilant brokers and carriers alike. But screening for inspections routinely misses not only cargo van fleets, but also dray and other operations that might frequently cross scales. At Zipline, Lance said his years-long relationship with BNSF's brokerage came to a screeching halt after J.B. Hunt bought the company, and he suspects signed on to use Carrier Sure. That's $100,000 in annual revenue the company misses out on, putting them in dire financial straits. This is why I say I believe she needs a class action lawsuit against every single carrier that suffered because of this vetting platform. 100%. And I believe the brokers should probably be attached to and called into court, because this is collusion. There's collusion, I'm telling you, between even some of her sponsors. She got a sponsor that's a brokerage, and his carrier side has an A+. I showed it. It's a joke. This is joke. Furthermore, Zipline and Escargot claim that anyone can report a carrier to Carrier Sure for things like a bad address. But that report might not be true, and carriers have to pay for membership to contact customer support and dispute it. On the company's website, Carrier Sure offers only an email address, tech@carriersure.com, for carrier inquiries or disputes. And then it says, due to staffing shortages, we cannot discuss the reports over the phone. The website notes, oh yeah, staffing shortages. $149 a month. How many people on a platform, but you have staffing shortages that you don't have somebody to answer a phone? Joke. Let me just continue. In March, Zipline got the bad news from Hunt's carrier relations team. We apologize for any inconvenience, but our matrix was created by our compliance and or security team to identify vetting criteria for onboarding and updating carriers. Hunt wrote to Zipline, the matrix, they got matrix, I'm just laughing. The matrix does receive updates as we obtain more information and technology. 3 months later, the problem still hasn't resolved. Yes, it's a frustrating situation. We apologize for that. All we can suggest is that you check your account every few months to see if your status has changed and make sure your account is up to date with the FMCSA. The Hunt Carrier Relations team concluded, unfortunately, you are not the only carrier affected by this. A rep from Ryan Transportation Service put it plainly. Currently, your MC is F minus. I think this is F minus. Rated in Carrier Sure. To load you, we would require you to be a D minus. I mean, Well, what's F and D minus? This is the other problem. This lettering grade from A to F, this is grade school crap. It doesn't belong in a vetting platform. Listen, you don't even have a degree for this kind of stuff. How are you grading? Where's your teaching certificate to give actual grades? I want to see this platform, because on the website, and I've pointed out, even on the website, it points out, I believe they go over 100,000 data points. Then later on the website, it talks about like 2 million data points. Which is it? 100,000 or 2 million data points? The whole thing is a sham. It's all a sham. And really, F or D minus. So what happened to ABC? What happened? It's just nonsense. Is this what you brokers are using? Really? This is a joke. You will never truly get to know good carriers if you're depending on a vetting platform with bullshit information based on bullshit matrix, bullshit data points. It's crazy. You guys have totally become sheep. You don't want to work anymore, it looks like, brokers. You don't want to work. You don't want to take the time to really get to know a carrier, really vet them, really check them out. You want someone else to do it. You've become lazy. Both Zipline and Escargot reached out to CarrierSure and showed OverDrive records of a conversation with customer support. That was months ago, and nothing came of it. A third carrier, ORD Expedite and Logistics, with nearly 100 trucks out of Illinois, and also an Army veteran, said it contacted CarrierSure customer support and got no information. Land alleges that Facebook comments he makes on CarrierSure's page get deleted in minutes. OverDrive reached out to CarrierSure CEO Cassandra Gaines directly, and though she initially agreed to interview on Monday, she never got back with him. She probably went to the club. She's probably boozing it up. We've shown in her video she loves to tip the can, the bottle, the glass, the whatever. Okay? I've showed it. It's not my opinion. I've showed it. She's even said it herself. Go watch the shows. OverDrive reached out to, we read all that. She has since not responded to questions from OverDrive about the allegations raised by Zipline and Escargot. Yes, yet she's addressed potential negative impacts of her product's data analysis approach to rating and vetting via comments in response to one of her frequent LinkedIn posts, this one from last year. So this was on one of her own posts. An owner-operator that had been in business for 11 years doing hotshot work had a D rating on CarrierSure. When he's one of the most professional drivers I've ever worked with, wrote broker Schuyler Boyd, commenting on a LinkedIn post from Gaines. Needs more data and more vetting, not an algorithm. Still a big fan of what you're doing. I wonder if he's still a fan. Can somebody find out if he's still a fan? Has he seen my shows? Just not here yet for me to use as my go-to for vetting. Thanks, she said. Yeah, not the right platform for hotshot carriers. It's for OTR carriers. Listen, I want to use that one word. Someone else been trying to tell me be cool a little bit, but every once in a while I got to put it in there. This bimbo said it's for OTR carriers. Listen. This person doesn't know what they're doing. Do you know how many expedite carriers go OTR? This was a stupid response. It was stupid. Okay? Now, this is the end of the article because, CarrierSure's website doesn't spell out that the platform intends only to grade OTR haulers. Talking to brokers and carriers, it appears CarrierSure relies on data from FMCSA and other publicly available sources to generate its grades. On LinkedIn, CarrierSure's page says it has between 2 and 10 employees. I bet you it's bullshit. They said they don't even have nobody answer the phone. Gaines in another LinkedIn post on Tuesday said that carriers can receive free use of the platform to review all the information to improve their scores. But Land said that just a few weeks ago, he had to pay to look at his score. OverDrive reached out to TruckStop about its RMIS systems partnership with CarrierSure and learned brokers had asked for the integration, but that it's entirely independent of TruckStop itself. At the request of our mutual broker customers to streamline their work streams and protect against fraud, Carrier Assure is integrated within RMIS for mutual customers to facilitate the use of Carrier Assure as another source to vet carrier data and information, a spokesperson said. Carrier Assure is a separate service and entity from TruckStop RMIS, and TruckStop has no influence on Carrier Assure's carrier rating system. But we were told that RMIS uses Carrier Assure to do the vetting. So this is, I'm not saying nothing about the writer, but I'm just saying TruckStop, RMIS, and then Carrier Assure. And there's tons of people complaining about TruckStop. And TruckStop does the same thing. They try to sweep everything underneath the carpet. But TruckStop is on my list. A lot of people are on my list. The list is like never ending. Thanks for all the content. As for how the two platforms work together, spokesperson added, Carrier Assure is available to brokers who subscribe directly with Carrier Assure and is available to brokers who are subscribed to RMIS. Like, you brokers are subscribing to everything, and a lot of you're paying for stuff you don't even need. Carrier Assure is integrated within RMIS for mutual customers. Both TruckStop, RMIS, and Carrier Assure customers to facilitate the use of Carrier Assure as another source to vet carrier data and information. Have you been given a bad grade by Carrier Assure or another vetting platform? What's your take on the rise of carrier vetting tools like these? Reach out with your experience directly via email to Alex Lockie. I would say all you guys should send him an email. You really should send him an email. Maybe he'll write up another article about this platform, this vetting platform, that's basically trying to tank federally regulated motor carrier authorities. I believe there needs to be a class action lawsuit here. I'm willing to join. Throw me in there. Anyone else? Let's get it going. Let's take out the garbage. That's what needs to be done. She's a lawyer. Never have fear going after lawyers. I personally sued a lawyer myself, and let me tell you, I was winner, chicken dinner. As they say, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, folks. So, these people want to play with people's lives, their businesses, their authorities, and they're legit doing the right thing that they're supposed to be doing. Well, they should reap the rewards that can come. We'll call them rewards. We'll call them maybe a big headache coming their way. So, let me click to the next scene here. So, there's the other two shows, folks. And I'm going to tell you something else, too. I have another show on her. I have another show. I'm going to show you guys some more stuff. I don't like to leave any stones unturned. And I mentioned it, I believe, in one of the other shows. I just couldn't fit it in. But I had to do a little bit more research. There's some more dirty stuff. There's some more dirty stuff. All you crooks, frauds, scammers, and bloodsuckers that are leeching off each other and doing this, I'm telling you, you better start severing your ties with each other. Because when I come for one, I'm coming for the whole group. You're like gang members. I'm not just coming for the one gang member. I'm coming for all of them. And that's what you guys are. You have created yourself to be like gang members. I believe some of you, as well as some of these carrier authorities that are operating dirty, I don't know. We're going to see what happens. Maybe RICO charges. Because what's going on here should not be going on. It should not be going on. So, we got any comments? I probably got a few second delay. I'm going to light my cigarette. You know me, I like to smoke. I like to live healthy. 52. I don't take any medications, never taken any drugs, and I never abuse alcohol. But a lot of you in this industry, you like to do that stuff. And that's why you will live a short life. Believe me on that one. So, who we got in here? We have Penelope. Welcome, Penelope. You know what, let me turn these two off here. Let me clear up the screen. 1 second, folks. 1 second. unlock this. Special equipment here. So Penelope, Costa drop in. Nice to see you again, Costa. I know Costa's been hiding out. You know, Greeks, they like to, you know, just go off into the wind, enjoy life. But as we say, opa. Crocker was here. Nice to see you again, Crocker. Caslin, you must be a new guy. Let us know, you know, if you're a carrier, broker, agent, or if you want to stay top secret. And like I tell everybody, axel.liveshow@gmail.com. You got something you want to be brought out, some crooks or scammers or frauds or bloodsuckers in this industry, I'm that guy. I'm the only guy. I'm the only guy in this niche that does that. So feel free to reach out to me. Send me what you got. Oops, let me fix this camera. Nice to see you, though. Nice to see you. I like new people. I like new people. And like I always tell everybody, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. You crooks, you can hit the thumbs down. Doesn't matter. It helps either way. If you want to sponsor the channel and what I do, then join. You more than likely you got to go on the desktop, go to join. There's 3 sponsor levels. I ain't going to make $1 million doing this, you know, but if I want to go buy a new piece of equipment, or I want to travel, or I want to pop up at some of these guys' places, maybe get some hidden footage or something, you never know. I got a wide mind, okay? And I'm not scared. I'm not scared, okay? Jim and Kathy here. Nice to see you guys. It was a good article. Good article. Good article. I'm glad to see that somebody else picked up a torch and was transparent and wrote that article. Give props to that guy. And that's what needs to be done. We don't need to sit here and just sell stuff all the time and just create like fantasy land, because that's what I see, fantasy land everywhere. There needs to be transparency. You always hear everyone talk about transparency. Well, there's a part of transparency where guys are getting screwed that shouldn't be getting screwed. So let's make it transparent. And Caslin is back. Carrier, well-starting carrier, but been in the transportation industry for 15 years. Caslin, I will tell everybody this. A lot of these people that were involved with bringing this information to light, she's retaliated against, and she's kicked them off her platform. But any of you other people that know who else is on Carrier Shore, or if you're on there, run your authority. See if you got an F. Screenshot it. Get it to me. Maybe we'll throw it up as an update. Okay? Because I'm telling you, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of carriers that are being punished for no reason due to this bullshit vetting platform. What else we got here? Anything else? Any other comments? Where's my other regular people hiding in the wind? We got about 14 people watching. So some of you are probably the overseas dispatcher guys that I exposed, because I have a thing usually too. When I do a show, whether they're crooks, good people, whatever, I usually drop them into my email. I want to make sure they get the show. So that way, if they want to comment or say something or dig a deeper hole, they're more than welcome. Sooner or later, I will bring some people on the show. But I'm not just going to bring people on here just to bullshit and talk about the day and how it went. I'm not Freight Waves. I'm not Truck Stop. I don't believe in that kind of platform. I see the views they get. It's boring, and more boring, okay? Because everybody wants to try to be professional with Fantasyland stuff. I'm not here to be professional about Fantasyland stuff. Yes, Opa. Maybe Costa can tell you guys, Greeks, we don't mess around. We do not mess around. I started this platform a year ago, okay? I didn't realize it would grow like this, and I would get so many people that would send me stuff and network with me. I have quite a few people that network with me because they're tired of it. There's a lot of good people, a lot of good carriers, a lot of good brokers, and they're tired of it. They're tired of it. And what we have year after year is more of these crooks opening more authorities, lushes opening, I want to say fraudulent vetting platform. That's my opinion. It's a fraudulent vetting platform to suck $149 from brokers. It's fraudulent. It's not based on any correct data. There's no way. You cannot have a carrier with a perfect authority, no accidents, no nothing, with TWIC cards and TSAs and military backgrounds getting Fs that have 4, 5, 6, 8 years authority. How do you get an F? How do you get an F? You cannot call yourself a vetting platform, a legit vetting platform, with this false information that brokers so blindly pay for to use their vetting. Because, like I said earlier, laziness. Laziness. What do we got here? Escargo Express, we're watching. Thanks for the show. We really appreciate your help. Hey, I don't mind helping. Everybody help each other. There's, what's the old saying? You know, one for all and all for one. These people came forward for the rest of you people. You should all thank them. You should all thank them. And the good brokers should take note of these carriers and make sure they get the good loads, not the crooks, the ones that are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And don't go by a vetting platform that tells you don't give these guys more than $50,000 value in cargo. What the hell are they paying $100,000 cargo insurance for? That whole platform, trash. Oh, man, I think I'm done ranting. I just wanted to go over the article. I really liked the article. It was good. You know, I did my 2 shows, and then, you know, I heard in the background the article was going to come out. I'm glad it came out. I don't expect any notoriety or anything for it. I get taken care of from my other people, you know. That's all. Just do what's supposed to be done right and expose the crooks and brokers. Sit back in your armchair, crack open one of those Lush's beverages. Get one of her Lush beverages, okay? And really sit back and think, why am I using this vetting platform? For what? If it's doing this to carriers, giving Fs, go look in your history. I know you guys can look up past loads and say, I never had a problem with this carrier, but yet they got to mark this an F. You guys should do your own investigation. Those of you that are on Carrier Sure, start running your carriers you deal with. Make a list. Tell your agents, we got a project today. All the carriers we're using, just even if it's 100 of them. If you got 10 agents, let's say, you run 10, you run 10, you run 10. Let me know what grades this platform is giving them and why. And if we had any problems with them, and then that's what you do. When you see what we have brought to light, chop them. Chop them out. Get rid of them. Let me see here. You guys are blowing me up now. Sounds just as bad as Care 411, where they just put bad marks on you if they want, and there is no way to see the marks or get access to it. Okay, Kazan, listen. Anybody, this is for anybody. You got information on Carrier 411 and they're doing dirty stuff too? Get it. Bring it to me. I'll build the show, okay? We don't need these vetting platforms that are doing this kind of stuff, okay? The best one I've seen, and it's a military veteran, okay? And he's put a lot of time and effort in his 35 years of experience to build a good vetting platform that doesn't give you A's through F's. I think I even had the discussion with him. He would never build that kind of platform. Okay? But it's Freight Validate. I'm not sponsored by him. I don't get any kickbacks from him. But from what I've seen, that platform is your best option. But also, you guys should learn to do your own research as well. I learn a lot just from running these people's names and running their corporations. Let's see. Costa, thank you for the super chat, $5. Keep up the good work. Coffee for you. Thank you, Costa. I appreciate it. Maybe I got to get that strong Turkish coffee, huh? And just another note to you guys, too. I'm in the process of relocating. I'm making a big move in my life. And when I'm done, it was going to give me a lot of time for a lot of shows and 2 other playlists I want to start. Okay? And something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I decided to pull the trigger. So my shows might be a little bit hit or miss. Do not worry. I just got to get some stuff done, okay? What else we got here? Cracker, same thing. Thank you. Hope this helps your channel. Every little bit helps. You know, I look at it like this, okay? People are willing to pay $150 for a vetting platform that tanks carriers on nonsense. This kind of stuff, believe me, as little as it is, it means something, okay? I'm not hard up for the cash, but I'm trying to run something here. It has to also be worth my time. You guys are fully aware. If any of you spend any time on YouTube, you will know there's content creators, not influencer, because I create content. I bring you the slides, I bring you the articles, I bring you the video clips as best I can, okay? I speak as clearly as I can. I give you my honest opinion on everything and my own personal experience as being a carrier. That's what I can offer. I'm more than happy. If there's another carrier or one of these carriers says, hey, Axel, add me to the list for whenever you want to bring actual carriers on, I'd love to talk. Or there's a broker that's not scared of the other brokers, okay, and wants to come and just speak his mind and maybe talk about what carriers need to do, what needs to be better, and vice versa. If a carrier says, hey, why are we treated like this for this? It's 2024. It's 2024, okay? I don't know why we can't stop all the nonsense, stop all the fraud. I've seen in this industry has the most fraud, the most scammers, the most tax evasion, the most money laundering. Businesses, you don't even know who the owners are because they just switch and hide everything all over the place, and they're not even in the United States. Come on, guys, come on. How do you expect anything to get better in the world? Okay? I would love to cover a whole different topic, okay? I got 2 scuba licenses, okay? I've had them for years. I'm a huge supporter of all the dive channels that do the search and recovery and find people missing in their vehicles for years. I've supported them. I've sent them money. I even one time, they had an RV breakdown. They needed a part, okay? I called a broker. And I say, listen, can you send a van? I didn't try to, go on Selectus and recruit a van. I put it to the broker. I said, how much? Let me know how much. See if you can find a carrier. There was a Sprinter van guy. He went and got the part. He brought it to them on the side of the road. I have no problem with helping good people doing good things. And that's the way it should be. Do not support and help frauds and scammers and these kind of people. You need to learn what's the difference. And I think society nowadays, everybody's scared to speak up. If you don't speak up, people can't learn. The younger generation will not learn, and they will stay lazy like most of them are nowadays. They don't even want to work. Okay? So, Caslin, what do you put here? They need to hurry up with the dropping of the MC numbers. It would be a lot more transparent if they made dispatchers get a number and et cetera. And if they're foreign agents, they shouldn't get a number. A lot of that I agree with. These dispatchers, the dispatchers to me is a tricky thing because it's the way that a lot of them are doing it. There are some good dispatchers, but it's the overseas ones. But this is allowed to happen from the brokers and their agents because they can see where they're calling from. They can figure it out. They can tell by their voice. Okay? I had one, I must have commented in a Facebook group. I have one, the big group I'm going to do a show on. They actually sent me a message trying to recruit me for dispatching. They don't even know who they sent a message to. Of course, you'll see the screenshot eventually. These guys are dummies. They sit there all day long and trying to recruit suckers. Okay? And that's why it goes back to what I say. You're still going to have guys that are getting carrier authorities and jumping in, okay? It's hard, and I dealt with it 2 years ago. You have the same people asking the same questions over and over and over, and they burn you out. But if everybody would get on the same level, maybe these guys can answer here, these guys can answer over there, but a lot of guys, they don't. It's a lot of work, but there needs to be put something in place where these new guys that are coming in now, I don't know why they would come in now, don't fall victims of these frauds, scammers, and these bogus dispatch companies. And yeah, the MC number. And that's another thing too. If you guys see the other older show I posted about that truck driver who didn't have a CDL, I believe he was deported, I think 16 or 18 times. There was, I think about 5 days ago, it came out, the FMCSA said shut it down. Not only should they be telling them to shut it down, they should be taking the owner of that company to criminal court. You allowed that guy. You have it on the history of your authority with drivers with no CDL. You should be held accountable. And that's what needs to be done. Not just tell them shut it down. Give them handcuffs, the silver bracelets as we call it. And trust me, when these people start being punished for the crimes they're committing in this industry, it'll help a lot. But it's going to take everybody, carriers and brokers, to start fronting out these guys. Yeah, modern day pirates. That's what a lot of them are. They open and close and they're gone. I think I've mentioned it before in a lot of past videos. My own factoring company was scammed out from a bunch of Indians. They had a brokerage. You know, like my factoring company would take 90 days to collect from the brokers. Imagine if these dispatch companies, whatever, they have carrier authority, broker authority, doing all their nonsense, and they're running like crazy. Everybody is signing up with them, and they run all these loads like crazy, thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then all of a sudden they shut down. Who's it going to hurt? They just made off with 300,000. No way they can catch them. They're not even over here. And who does it hurt? Hurts everybody. But that's why it needs to stop. Okay? Oh, man. It's just as bad, if not worse, in the big rigs. You got companies like Super Ego who skirt laws and rules. They cheat the ELDs, and if they got busted, they just start a new company under there already. Yeah, and you know, Kazan, so my policy is, and nobody does it, okay? And that's why I make it a point to do it. When I expose these people, I show everything and anything, okay? I put their face, I put their dog, I put their swimming pool, I put their chubby wives. Listen, when they're all over the internet doing what they're doing and people go to search or run their companies and this stuff starts coming up, trust me, it hurts. It does hurt. Forget about just leaving Google reviews. Do that too. But when you put them on full blast all over the place and show what they're doing, trust me, people will start backing away because a lot of people do want all their stuff plastered all over the internet for the crimes they're committing. Because when it gets put out there, okay, and they're committing crimes, especially, there will be stuff they're doing that you won't know they're doing, like money laundering, tax evasion. But you know who's always watching? The feds. The feds. So when you have these companies and say they have 50, 100 trucks and they're doing this stuff, the feds, they start running their calculator, okay? And they say, we can make some money over here. Let's start checking these guys out because this person or this person or this person made noise. So let's check into it. You see how it works? So, 15 that they got. 15 what? 15 authorities? You'll have to send me an email on that if you want to clarify that. axel.liveshow@gmail.com. I try not to get too much into the big truck stuff. You know, I do little by little when they're doing big crazy stuff. And it would be nice maybe if, you know, there's another guy, I don't want to say his name because he's kind of like, he's kind of neutral. I think he's got 400 or 500 subs. He's been a long time. You know, he reads articles. He goes to the trucking show. He plays nice guy. But he's in the big trucking community. If he would speak up a little bit and expose some of this stuff, it would help out too. But not everybody wants to play the exposed game, you know? So, I don't know. What else? You guys got any other questions or anything else to say? We got any thumbs ups? Let me see. Let me hit the refresh over. You know, I got like 4 windows running. When you do this live stream stuff, you got all this. 6 thumbs up. That's it, man. You guys are cheapo tonight, man. Got more super chats, I think, than thumbs up. We gotta need the thumbs up too. That's right. Let me finish my cigarette too. Anything else, guys, or I'll get out of here. I hope you all enjoyed the show. I truly hope you enjoyed the show. I did send it out to everybody. And I like doing my shows. This one was kind of a quick one. I was working on another little one. We're going to do a refresher. Not actually a refresher. I'm going to expose some more about one of my favorite characters because he's doing some other stuff. And eventually I'm going to get to that big group I call the criminal organization. But it's so big, you know, it's a lot of stuff. What else, Scott? When are you becoming a freight agent? You know, I was talking about that with someone, and I don't know, it's kind of up in the air. It's up in the air. I wouldn't mind being a freight agent, you know, but I listen. I know some good guys that I work with. I would only probably deal with them. A lot of these guys, I would never deal with their companies. I can't. I couldn't deal with what they're doing. I couldn't. I mean, these guys will start bidding and coming in. What am I supposed to do? You know, first of all, if I became a freight agent, I'd have to, you know, I cannot stop the show to be a freight agent, believe it or not. So if I see bad carriers bidding on loads, what am I supposed to do? Just turn a blind eye? Even whether I give them the load or don't give them the load, do I just turn a blind eye? No, I can't do it. It's not in me, you know? So it had to be a broker to say, okay, if you find a bad one, go ahead, do what you got to do. You know, I don't necessarily have to say the brokerage, but let me see. There is already so many things out there, but they're still around. All of the lawsuits, and they still are around. They have 15 companies under the main name of Super Ego. You know, another thing that needs to be done, brokers might not like it. A lot of you carriers, when you go to shippers, share information with them. It could be my shows. It can be your personal experience. Let some of these shippers know what's going on, you know? Add their emails. You know, if you go to my website, axel.liveshow.com, anytime I load a video, it goes to that platform. So it's like a catalog also over there. But on the very bottom, there's a little bar. Whatever email you drop in there, whenever I load a show, it goes to that email. Now, yes, they can unsubscribe, but whatever. You got to share information, guys. You know, if you got a good shipper and the shipper says, hey, I need something moved, but I don't know who to use. Well, tell them, listen, I'm going to refer some people to you if I'm not around. But I also want to tell you this about what's going on in the industry. Give them a little education too. You're not going to get maybe to the top guys, you know, that actually make the shots, the shot callers. But the guys maybe on the docks or the guys that are handling the paperwork, they'll start looking too. And they'll say, wait a minute, this paperwork says Joe's trucking and this truck says Bob's trucking. No, hold on. I got to call the broker. I got to see something's up here. So everybody, if everybody does a little part, listen, there's a lot of carrier authorities and a lot of drivers. There's a lot of power. You guys need to start using it, okay? The brokers need to start working with the good carriers. Good carriers need to start working with the good brokers. The other guys, scrap them in the garbage. That's what I say. Like this vetting platform. If it's going to hurt good carriers, it's got to go. It's got to go. That's my opinion. So what are you guys going to do? Yes, second question is, Nickel, when are you becoming an agent? Man, you guys really want me to become an agent, huh? You want me to fight the battle on the other side too, huh? Let me see. This business sounds about as crooked as the U.S. government. Hey, Crocker, I'll be honest with you. I think it might be more crooked than the government. With the billions of dollars involved in transportation, I think it might be more crooked. At least the politicians, you know they're lying and they're crooked. You know? A lot of these guys in the transportation industry, they just stay quiet, a lot of them, and they do their crookedness. They don't even try to lie. They just try to stay quiet. And then you got the ones when you expose, they try to speak up, but it doesn't work out too well for them. Yes, Axel, I need your loads. Hey, I gave you 2 good brokers. Did you reach out to them? You know? And another thing. I got some of you guys that messaged me and asked for contacts and this and that. I'm going to put some stuff together, but they'll probably be for members only, you know? But here's another thing, okay? I got guys that don't even have U.S. citizenship asking me to refer them. Guys, I can't do it. I cannot do it. A lot of the brokers I deal with move military loads, SpaceX, stuff like that. And a lot of them require U.S. citizen. I'm sorry, I cannot refer you, okay? I don't even know you. I cannot just refer you without knowing you. I haven't even talked to you or nothing, you know? And the funny part is a lot of you guys, you come to me and you ask, you know what? You do it to a lot of the guys. You all want all this information, but you guys don't contribute anything. You don't contribute knowledge. You don't contribute what's going out on the road. You don't send me photos of maybe even an accident or maybe guys transloading freight between a box truck and a Sprinter van. You don't send a coffee, but you guys all want all this stuff. You know what? I work for me. I don't work for you. I might sound mean, but it is the way it is. I will support those who support me. And I don't just mean monetarily, okay? But when you're in a club or a group or a community, that's what you do. I don't need to be associated with people that are a waste of my time. They can go waste other people's time. I hope I don't sound too harsh. I'm just being honest. Nickel, just ran 8,500 miles in 10 days. Gross 14K running LTL in a cargo van. So 10 days, 5 days, that's not bad, Nickel. So if I cut it in half, 10 days, let me see, 10 times. Hey, wait a minute, Nichols. Nichols, you better be careful what you're saying there. 10 days, even if you run 700 miles, that's 7,000. 10 times 8. You average 800 miles a day? You got to watch. Listen, I always say, because a lot of guys do it on YouTube too, and they like to post their loads. And I think I mentioned it not too long ago. Don't post these prices. Don't post these numbers and stuff. Because some of yous, and I'm not saying you, Nickel, some of you guys post stuff and you don't know the rules, the regulations, or even what your state law is. And then it can always come back and be used against you, okay? Because now you made it public, all right? So even when you post pricing, don't do it, because a lot of new people, they don't know the cost. They don't know about the high insurance. They don't know anything. You see, you posted 14K now. Now, you know what you did, Nickel? You know what you did? You got all these new guys excited. Their tongues are hanging out from their mouth like guys at a strip club. That's what you did now. I'm not saying you're a bad guy, but I'm saying don't do this stuff. I used to say it from years ago. You guys got to stop doing this. Listen, in business anyways, you should never talk about your money. Never. I used to have a restaurant, okay? Listen, I had a restaurant, small restaurant. I know the guy's probably watching. They end up giving the restaurant to. I used to have this little old Jewish guy. He would waddle into my restaurant. He owned the shopping strip. He owned a lot of properties all over in the city. He would come in looking like he got fresh off the boat, hasn't changed his clothes in a week. He used to smell like garlic so bad. And on the first of the month, he would waddle into the restaurant. And I'd be working. I'd be like, Mike, what are you doing here? Oh, I came to visit. I said, no, it's the first. I know you want the rent. First is due 1st through the 5th. But I got it for you. Okay? But I said, Mike, you come here every month. Okay? Every once in a while, he'd stop in maybe odd week. You know, he would come into my restaurant. He would never even order a bowl of soup. He was loaded like Fort Knox. His daughter was a lawyer. He died a few years after, and they didn't even know what to do with all his stuff. And he would never fix anything. But he would leave you alone. He was a good landlord. He'd leave you alone. He wouldn't bother you. But he never talked about his money. The guy was loaded like Fort Knox, but never looked it, dressed apart, anything. And that's how you should be. It's been my best run since starting 3 years ago. Yes. Now remember another thing, Nickel. Save. Hide the money. Don't spend the money. Because droughts come. You know? Caslin. I don't like drama, but someone needs to expose the social media platforms people, because there's so many bad info on here that new people jumping in get suckered in. Yes, Caslin, I've been doing that too. There's so many of them. They've actually toned it down a lot. But I've brought that up. We had a large influx the past 2 years. These guys went crazy. Then they want to charge for webinars and teaching. These guys don't even have carrier authorities. And they're trying to teach people how to start authority, how to get the dispatchers, how to run an expedite business. And then it's funny because they all go through these phases. They'll start jumping how to do medical routes, how to do gig apps, how to do this, how to do that, you know? And then sooner or later, a lot of them fizzle out. Then some of them are gone for like 5 months to a year, and then they pop back up again. But I'm going to go through them. I did one the other day that's totally lost. Carrying overweight. He just doesn't know anything. Doesn't even have the van set up properly. A lot of you guys like that show. I'm going to do some more of those. I'm even going to do another show exposing that guy that exploited $10,000 for a brand new engine out of his subscribers, and he's not even an expedite anymore. It's really disgusting. They jump in and already destined to fail because they have no clue how this business works. Then post things on social media asking how to get loads or etc. Have no clue about numbers. Yeah, that's what they all do. And you see a lot of people in the comments, and they go on some other channels and they ask, how do I do this? What kind of van do I get? Then you'll see all of a sudden they'll pop back. Oh, I got a van. Where do I get loads? And then you'll have the ones, I got a load, and say it's going, I don't know, 500 miles, and they're doing it for like $200. And then all they'll say is a lot of times they're working with these dispatchers, and a lot of them are these carrier app guys. And you know what their number one response is? Oh, they keep me busy. Yeah, they keep you blind. They figure as long as you're tired running these loads back to back for peanuts, you think you're making money. You're not making money. The average, a normal expediter in mileage will put on his van is minimum 100,000 miles a year. But the way those guys will run you, I had a guy one time, I think his van was maybe, I want to say a year and a half or a little bit longer. He had the van, it was a newer van, and he had put, I believe, close to 300,000 miles on it. 300,000 miles. And then I guess when he was in California, and it was a gas Mercedes van. Okay, not the guy, if a lot of you guys have been around, I'm not talking about that guy. This guy, a lot of you don't know. But gas Mercedes van for doing expedite. Big no-no. Big no-no. But he blew out his back end when he was in California. It cost him $10,000. $10,000. And I remember I had put him on with me, crying about his 60 and 70 cent loads from the Russian guys. And he dropped the load for me, I believe, in Dallas, maybe 9, 10 in the morning, like within an hour or two. Hey, any loads? I say, hey, bro, give it some time. Give it some time. It's still early in the morning. Oh, even if you can get something for 70 cents. Right then and there, I said, it's not happening. Not happening. That's the mentality. That's the mentality. And you know what happened? He got mad within 30 minutes and started driving home because I wouldn't give him a 70-cent load. I wouldn't trash my authority to give him a 70-cent load. Go open your own authority. Trash your own authority. Because when those brokers see you constantly taking 60 and 70-cent loads, mostly the crooks, they know, hey, Dumbo here, he takes 70-cent loads. Go ahead, do it. You think you're going to, and here's another thing. A lot of you guys get authorities and you operate them like you're a driver still. You'll still do 80 and 90-cent loads. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So if you're an owner-operator underneath an authority, okay, and let's say you're getting 80 cents to $1. I don't recommend 80 cents. But then you go and you get authority and you do the same thing. So what's the point of having the business? What's the point of having the authority? Makes no sense. None whatsoever. So if you don't learn to do the business the right way, just get out. And like I always say, and I said it on another platform, a guy who does box trucks, a lot of you guys do not have the education, okay? You don't have the analytical skills. There's people that are not meant to lead. They're not meant to run a business, okay? And you could even be the smartest guy and great in math. Maybe you don't have the great personality. You know me, I don't get along a lot of times with employees because I want the job done the right way. And nowadays, you speak up, you say anything to employees, oh, you're yelling at me. Oh, I'm yelling at you. This is how I talk. So if you're going to get into the business, learn what position you're going to play, whether you're going to be a driver and drive someone else's vehicle, whether you're going to, I don't know, invest your money and be dedicated and become an owner operator, or if you're going to go all the way and get your own authority. But you need to understand, you're best to start off. Even I started from the bottom. I drove someone else's van. You guys want to jump in all the way to the top. That's like going even to McDonald's and say, I want to be the manager. With what experience? Did you have a college degree? Okay. Do you have a high school diploma? Do you know how to add 2 + 2? And I know it's funny, but a lot of people don't know basic math, and they have no reading skills either. So, and I'm not trying to put people down, but you got to realize, this is a rough world. It's a rough world. You need to know your place in this world. And if you're going to stand for something, you better have the thick skin, which also comes in trucking. A lot of people come into trucking or expedite, they don't have thick skin. You're in the wrong business. You're in the wrong business. You hurt my feelings. Oh, well. Let me see. What do we got here? Let me move this up. Give me 1 second. Caslin, I appreciate all your commenting. I love good commenting here. Let me see what else you got. They jumped right this. Oh, we read that one. You got one more here. If you are paying 50% to a dispatcher, you're doing it wrong. The dispatcher has no skin in the game. 100% correct if that's all they are is a dispatcher. Unless the dispatcher has their own loads, not spot market loads, their own loads. And I'll be honest with you. Underneath my authority, I did 80-20 split with my guys, okay? My 20% included my 3% factoring. So technically I got 17%. Okay? 17%, my authority has to make something, okay? I wasn't sitting dispatching my guys for my health. And anybody who knows the numbers on vans know there's not a big profit margin, okay? So the guys that claim to make a lot of profit margin dispatching vans are the ones that give you those cheap loads. So see, when I would fight for the loads, $1.20, $1.30, my drivers all got over $1 a mile. But you'll have those guys that'll convince you, especially when it's slow time, hey, we got you a load, it's 70 cents best we can do. And then what they do is they'll get $1 or $1.05 or $1.10, okay? And they're taking 30% plus from you. Those are the carriers you don't want to work under. You don't want to work underneath them. They're taking way too much. The regular dispatchers, what I see is 7% to 10%. But if you're in the cargo van business and you're dealing with these dispatcher onlys, I would stay away. You need to either have your own authority or work under an established motor carrier expedite that has the connections, that knows the brokers. I can't tell you how many times I would call certain brokers, say, I got someone in this area. Okay, I have something coming out later today. Loads that will never see any load board. Loads that you would never believe the prices, okay? I have broker tell me, hey, I'm talking on the phone and he's raising the price. I said, okay, bro, that's enough. No, that's not enough. Let me give you a little bit more. That to me is good broker, okay? I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not saying who it is. But I'm telling you, there's good guys. If you're good with them and you treat them good, they just want good service. And a lot of them have special customers. They want good drivers for their good customers. They don't want to jeopardize their customers. Because you screw something up, it's coming back to them. And it's high competition for them too. The crooks want their customers as well. Anything else, guys? How many thumbs up we got? We got a few more thumbs up. It's like, damn, you guys got me talking a while here. Over an hour? Oh, man, I wasn't supposed to be on here this long. Let me see. Kazim, what do you got here? I have a good relationship with a lot of brokers, but I still don't trust them. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Kazim. I was the same way. And I could say maybe a handful, a good handful, good 5 ones I know I can trust. But I also, with a lot of them, I would tell them, just be honest, man. If you don't want to pay it or you don't have the money on, just be honest. Don't bullshit me. Don't bullshit. I'm not here I don't want to play with you. You got things to do. I got things to do. Even if you came to me and say, listen, Axel, but I got this guy. He's so much cheaper. Okay, go use him. All I ask is to make sure he's legit. Make sure he's not one of the crooks. I understand it. It's capitalism. Okay? But at the same token, Don't give it to the crooks. You guys are helping the crooks grow and screw everybody else. That's all you're doing, okay? Everybody should be working to raise everything, not lower everything. It makes no sense. And on another note, because, there's a lot of guys out there in the Sprinter vans, and they, a lot of them, they like to avoid tolls. You know what my thing was? I didn't give a damn about tolls. If I got to start cutting my stuff out to help lower the price down, there's going to come a time where you can't go any lower. I remember it was even a guy who was sitting there trying to tell me, you can't spend more than $5 a day to eat. I said, what? And I'm not saying go eat steak dinners every time you drop a load, but what are you talking about? So you want me to cut all the toll fees? You want me to not eat? You want me to eat ramen soup on the road all the time? I'm not living like that. If you go to work a job or a business, you're going to have a lunchroom. You're going to take your lunch with you or something. Why do you carriers and you drivers lower yourself down as dogs? If you want to be treated like a dog, that's what you do. Keep lowering your stuff down, okay? Don't be scared to say no to a broker. A lot of them, they're not going to hate you if you say no. If you say, listen, bro, you're offering me 70 cents. Can you do the dollar? Listen, I'll tell you a story one time. There was a load going from Cleveland to Florida in a van. And I put, I believe, 14 or 1,500. And the broker came back and said, 1,000. I said, hold on, let me get you Vladimir's number. So I put an email. Then he called me. He said, you got me on that one. I said, oh, really? He said, yeah, I don't like using them anyways. He goes, okay, you got it was either 14 or 1,500. But damn, he tried to knock off 400 or 500 from my bid. 400 or 500. I'm going to tell you another story. When I very first started, and I had my friend that was in the industry with me, and I was bidding on loads, I remember it was a big load. I don't know, it might have been maybe $2,000 or $3,000. And the broker tried to knock off $50. And it's funny because when you're actually involved with your authority and you're dealing with a lot of these brokers, you'll see a lot of them do the same stuff, or they're agents. And I swear to you, for like 2 weeks straight, they were all doing $50. You put in a bid for 300, they put 250. You put in 400, they do thrift for 350. And I said one time, hey, what are you guys doing? You guys all like collaborating? Let's knock off $50 this week. It's insane. That's why you shouldn't even use these dispatchers. You should be doing yourself. You should be dispatching yourself. If you're a one-unit operation, you should be dispatching yourself. How are you going to learn the business or learn the industry if you're not dispatching yourself? You're not going to know anything that's going on. You're not going to know the brokers. You're not going to know their agents. You're not going to know. Sometimes the agents switch from one brokerage to the next brokerage. You got to know if that's one of your good agents that you like working with. You're going to want to know where he went to, you know? But going back to the $50, and I remember my friend was sitting next to me, and the broker tried to knock it down $50. And I said, no, this much. And my friend said, are you crazy? It's only $50. Oh, it's only $50. I said, if I do it 10, 20, 30 times a year, what is it now? It's not $50. And you know what happened? The broker came back and said, okay. Because the broker, he needed to move it too. So, I mean, man, you guys start flying. Let me see, Jim. Okay. Okay. Costa said, no dispatcher broker will show you the actual rate con. Well, dispatcher better show you a rate con if it's just a dispatcher, because he's supposed to be using your authority. Now, broker, you mean the broker's customer, his rate? Sometimes they will. Yeah, I've had some, but it depends, you know. No, they're not going to advertise it. Dispatchers have to show you the rate con by law. Yes, yeah. I think he was meaning it a different way, Costa, but 100%. 100%. Man, you guys got a lot of stuff here. Manny, nice to see you, Manny. Manny's a new member on the channel, too. Thank you, Manny. Good point, Calvin. Way too many guys out here on social media trying to sell this business without knowing that much. Yes, I got no problem with people that have a couple years authority. I would say, to be on the safe side, 2 years plus. And not just that, but ones that were involved, you know? Like me, I was always involved. I did all my own stuff. I did everything. You know, I dealt with the factory. I dealt with the loads. I dealt with the brokers. I dealt with the agents, you know? So, AKA the union group. Yeah, we're going to get back to them too again. Don't worry. Those liars and crooks, and I got some more good stuff on them. If you're doing business, they have to show you the rate card. If they don't, you can turn them in. Yes. And guys, listen. Any of you guys that are, pay attention. You catch these guys double brokering the loads. Like I'm going to tell you right now. Echo, and I don't care, I'm saying all their names. Echo gave a load to Andries Delivery, who I believe watches my show. I have that information. Andries gave the load to Hippix. Then Hippix gave the load to a driver who has their own carrier authority. Now, don't sit there and tell me this isn't bullshit. Don't tell me it's not bullshit. From Echo to Andries to Hippix to another carrier authority. How do I know this? Because it was sent to me. To clarify, they show you their rate card, not the real one from the shipper. Kosa, you're not being clear though. Yeah, you're talking about the broker then, obviously. Yeah, they're not going to show you that. Some do. Some, I'll be honest with you, Kosa, I've seen some prices before. Some of them, be honest with you, they send it to you by accident. By accident. Screwing up price for TWIC card loads in Chicago. Yeah, that's another thing. I've seen guys have the TWIC card and they're taking 60, 70 cent loads. Morons. Complete morons. Morons. I'll sit at this truck stop until I get something that pays what I'm worth. I came into this with a lot of patience. That's how you got to be, Manny. I had no problem sitting too. You could chase a lot of cheap loads. Listen, these guys will take the 60, 70 cent loads. Say they take two 60-cent loads, okay, $1.20. I think you have your own authority, if I'm right. So they did two loads for that $1.20. But yet you can do one load for $1.20, $1.30. You don't beat up in your van as much. You're getting the right rate. You're probably even going into a better area, okay? That's what these guys don't know. But try to help. You're not going to help all these guys. Some of these guys, you know, I always made a point to try to talk to some of these guys from the truck stop. Some of them you can't talk to. Some don't even have English. They can't. They don't know English. But some, you know, give them some information. Even if guys are taking cheap freight, they won't last. No, you can't. I won't take less than $1.20. Yes. Now, even on that note, Costa, where you say the $1.20, this is where you guys ought to be careful too. Because you have guys now that it'll be 50 miles and they're going to do it at $1.20. So that's why I don't like to talk about the prices in that way a lot of times, because the new people, they don't know. So like that guy showed the other day, it was 310 miles. He got 470. And then sat there and said in the video how he told the broker, oh, I need more money for this because it's 4,000 pounds. The dummy didn't even take it at the normal rate if it was 100 pounds the load. Because I'm telling you, that 310, I would get 500 to 600 all day long, no questions asked. Especially to the area he was going to. I think he took it to Colorado. Phew. And then those new guys, dummies, they go over there and say, oh, how do I get out of here? And then they want to deadhead 1,000 miles. So, Costa, man, you guys had me on here a long time. You know, I appreciate the conversation tonight, guys. That's good, and I hope other people come across, and you know, I did check off chat replay also. Sometimes I forget. I remember somebody was complaining about the one day, and actually you have to go inside the studio, and I forgot to do it, so whatever, you know. But I want to get off here, guys. I got to go take my puppy out and maybe work on another show for you guys. And these kind of shows, I try not to make them too long because it wasn't, I didn't mean it to be that kind of show because I just wanted to read the article. I mean, I guess this one's okay because I was just reading the article. my regular shows, because I like people, I try to keep them 30 to 60 minutes because I want them to be able to come to watch them to learn as well, to gather the information they need, especially when I'm showing the docs and the different screenshots. So, what else did he put here? Oops. Let me roll this down. Yeah, broker. Sorry, not dispatch. Yeah, Costa, I hope you reached out to that other broker I gave you. He's a good guy. Anytime, Manny. I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad you joined the crew. Spread the news, Manny. And also, any of my members that are my members, my sponsors, you guys are always going to get priority. You got a question or you need something checked out, just shoot me an email. No problem. In fact, Manny, I remember, I think you asked me, didn't I run your authority? You got an F too? So hey, listen, that platform is trash. None of you guys should have Fs. None. It's a bunch of crap. I had an F. Man, I wish I would have known about it beforehand. Hey, no problem, Costa, no problem. How do you say Efcaristo? Yes, and I appreciate you. Anytime. One last thought, guys, too. Try to, you guys are out there on the road. Some of you guys are newer. I don't know how long you've been around, Manny. I know Costa's newer. You guys, try to, I remember when I first started, there was a lot of us, we used to talk. A lot of us didn't even like each other, but, there was a more of some kind of camaraderie back in the day. I don't see it out there nowadays. You guys should try to make some camaraderie between each other for wherever areas you're in. You'll be surprised. You'll be in one state one day and 2 days later, you're halfway across the United States and you run into the same guy. And a lot of times it's good too if you're doing those long drives, especially late at night. As long as you got the Blue Parrot headset or something. I remember one time I talked for 600-700 miles, me and another guy. We were both dropping off at the same time. We drove all through the night. We were wide awake. I said, man, that was great. So it helps out. All right, Costa, you're going to start sounding like Jism now. Jism got blocked. I don't know who Jism was, but he drove me crazy. I had to block him. I just don't got time for all that. I don't mind, a little joking once in a while, but Jism used to repeat the same stuff over and over and over. 6 months and a few days. Yeah, if you got questions about any of these brokers too, if you want to know if they're good or if I've dealt with them, I'll give you my opinions on them too, Manny. Pause. You should start a Zello group for that. Yeah, listen, they got one already. There is one. They started years ago. I don't know how active they are in there. I'll be honest with you, it's a lot of stuff, man. A lot of guys say start Discord and this and that. Who's going to run all this stuff? I got enough, maybe one day if I got 100, 200,000, subscribers and a bunch of memberships and stuff, then we put 1 or 2 people. Yeah, we can build a little powerhouse then. But I don't want to be like Carrier Sure and say they got 10 plus people on their payroll, but they got nobody to answer the phone. But they collect $150 a month. Okay. Yeah. No Diddy. Yeah, there. All right, Rob. We know Rob is. Stick with us, Tony. We're going to get to him too one day. I'm on the, let me see what he got here. I'm on the phone with my trucking buddies for 6 to 12 hours a day. Yeah, it helps a lot when you're driving. Good chat today. Yes. Same, Costa. Same. As a 26-foot straight box guy, I'll make an effort to chat with any other box guys I see at the stops. So far, everyone's been friendly. Yeah, I know the box truck guys did take a big heavy hit too, like the vans, but you just got to run smart too. And remember, the vehicles cost money. They break down, the tires, the maintenance, everything. So I would say you guys are in the industry. Don't plan on staying in this thing long. I'm going to tell you right now, when you get to be older, you ain't going to be able to do it. You look at a lot of these semi-drivers and how their ankles are and how their health is. It's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it. You need to have an in and an out plan, whether it's short-term or long-term. You're not going to keep doing that. Trust me. Your health is more important. All right, I hear my dog bouncing off the walls, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I enjoyed talking to all you guys. Work on another show, and we'll chit-chat some more. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the super chats, for the coffees. Much appreciated. I'll work on another show for you guys. Just try to work with each other. Share the info. And brokers, please, do something about this baloney vetting platform that's giving these good expedite carriers Fs. Like I said, start running your own carriers you use and see what's going on. And you'll see the madness. But when that platform has a carrier on there who's going to be in one of my shows because he's part of a bigger group, and they have a double broken report on them and they have a higher grade in F, there's a serious issue here. The vetting platform does not work. So, I'm Axel. You guys have a good night. Catch you in the next one. Uh-oh, that's not the next one, but it's a sneak peek. What do you say? Man, messing everything up.